But yeah, man, it's another episode of Six Figure Felon Podcast. Man, it's your boy extraordinary Elwood. I'm here with my partner,
Bert.
our guest today, man, a brother, man, that's really getting to the bag, man. It's finna drop some jewels on y'all today, man. What's your name, big bro?
Ken.
Ken.
Yeah, Ken. Ken.
Yes, Ken. So we're gonna see what Big Bro got to bring to the table. You know, this is the Six Figure Felon Podcast, where we bring you stories and interviews from men and women who made mistakes, paid their debt to society, reinvented themselves, and now they out here getting to the bag. So my brother Ken, Tampa, Florida,
Yeah, Tampa, Florida.
born and raised.
Born and raised.
Let the people know who you are, man.
Yeah, you know, my name Ken. I'm from Tampa, Florida. Born and raised. Honestly, come from a good family, but like anybody, you know, you got your inner struggles, things, you know, that don't necessarily complete you growing up, and you find outlets to complete yourself. You know, as a kid, it don't always be the most mature way to go about it, but you know that's how you operating at that time. So I always been basically an entrepreneur from a kid. I used to work at the stores, sweep at the stores. I used to work at the flea market, you know, doing anything I could, pay for school, pay for new shoes, whatever I could, you know, do myself. But just growing up outside, living in the hood, attaching myself to the environment, growing a little bit, actually becoming a leader in the hood, you know, because really I'm a thinker. So if you're a thinker, most of the time you're gonna kind of rise to the top, you know. So becoming a leader in the hood and just you know, trying to get some money.
So your leadership position in entrepreneurship, was that like you dipping in pharmaceuticals, street pharmaceuticals, or?
Yeah. Yeah, it started out selling crack.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So honestly, I told myself I wasn't gonna do it, but the Pikers was so broke at the time. You know, the revenue was so low. Playing football at the same time, you know, need money for cleats, need money for this.
Yeah.
You know, want to have the newest thing, the new visor and the new cleats and stuff like. It's a lot of little things that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Growing up as a kid, peer pressure you gotta have and stuff like that. I mean, not that this is any significance or important, but who taught you how to cook?
Actually, a crackhead taught me how to cook.
Okay. Gotcha. The definition of being raised by the streets.
Like I say, I was an entrepreneur, so somebody actually fronted me some. They fronted me something. I took it. I went and sold it. The next day came back. They was like, "You back already?" I'm like, "Yeah." Ain't this what we supposed to do?
Exactly.
So like, hey, okay. So then I left. They fronted me again. I left, and then I came back. But this time when I came back, I had the money to give them that they fronted me, and I had my own money to purchase as well to get myself out of that position.
Right.
And so I came back with the whole thing, gave it to them. You know, they really didn't like it.
Of course,
You know, because
now you're your own boss.
now I'm my own boss. So now we just doing straight up business.
Yeah.
But after that, went back in the street doing what I do. Had a loyal crackhead at the time, and you know, I paid him to show me something that I needed to know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's what landed you incarcerated.
That's part of it. That's 50% of it. The other 50% was back then in Tampa, we was real fascinated with cars. You know, we was.
You ain't gotta say no more, bro.
Hey, listen, I think I done said it.
My jacket full of GTA, bro. Come on, man.
And honestly, at first it was just driving.
Yeah.
Like we always wanted to drive because it wasn't like we was really getting money for the cars at the time. So what you taking the cars for?
Thrill.
Yeah, you know. So
Exactly.
I literally learned how to drive when I was like 11. So by the time I was 13, 14, I was driving like I've been driving for years.
Exactly.
If you asking though what I got arrested for, I got arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of marijuana, and carjacking with a firearm.
That's some heavy charges. So you end up doing a bid, right?
Yeah.
How long you end up doing?
I did 6.
Wow.
Wow. And then adult.
Yeah. You went to the river.
I went to the river. I went to Brevard. Then I went to Sumter.
What year was at the river?
On the river, I was at the river from '06 to 2000. What? About 2008,
Came after me.
9, something like that.
I left
Like
the river.
2008, 9.
Nah,
I was at that river. I was at the river then.
I was 16
I
when
got
I went to prison. Yeah.
Yeah, I got shipped from the river March 06. Nah, you was gone. You got shipped by then.
06.
Because I got shipped from the river like February, March 06. I got shipped from the river.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
suck with
came
dates.
late '06. Yeah, probably like November, December type time in '06.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
We probably know some of the same people. I was a canteen man up there too.
I was gone. You
Yeah,
said-
y'all was gone though.
Yeah, I was
y'all
gone.
was gone.
So
I
you was
got
a
shit.
canteen man with
At the
I
river.
forget. Yeah, at the river with the guy from South Florida that shot his teacher.
What's his name?
High profile case. I forgot his name, but
you talking
very
about
intelligent. He's smart now. He was doing law work for
out of
him.
Palm Beach, man.
Yeah, that's his name. But
we
I don't
gonna
think
edit
the
that
name
name
drop.
out. Yeah, we gonna edit that.
I don't think we want to.
Yeah, if you was at him, it was legit out of he was out of Palm Beach, 12 years old, man. Got
Shot
kicked
a
out of
teacher.
school, went back to the school with the 22 and don't check his teacher.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
The effects that how do you feel like after doing a bid in prison and trying to reform, like get acclimated back on the streets? Like how was that for you?
Honestly, it was frustrating. You know, even when you in there, you know, I had to be a certain type of person in a certain type of way.
Exactly.
You know, so it wasn't until I did 6, so probably about 3 years. The first 3 years was straight. The terminology is crashing. You know, the first 3 years you crash. I'm fighting, doing everything that people typically do in there to defend themselves and to basically make a name, if you want to call it that. But the last 3 years is when I really started working on my development because I knew I couldn't come home like this. You know, I'm like, I can't. The way I'm acting right now is good for this place, but I can't come home like this because I'll be back.
Exactly.
You know, and then so I had to start separating myself from what I'm doing in there and who I'm trying to become. So in there before I left, I started going to school in there. So I got my GED. I got a degree in there in culinary arts, and I got 5 trades before I left.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And it was hell.
It was,
Yeah, because you know, in the dorm, it's going down in the dorm. So
exactly.
you know, but I'm trying to keep it intact in school. In class, I'm in school, I'm with the teachers, I'm one person. Then I come back, and I'm really my true self because I get to elevate.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been by from the get-go, you know. Then when I come back to the dorm,
Exactly.
I got to go back to this low energy.
Exactly.
I got to tear shit
A bunch
up.
of dudes that just want to exactly.
Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if my teachers saw what I did in the dorms, they would be like, whoa.
Exactly.
So, you know.
That's what's up, man. So you say you got your GED, got 5 trades. Have you utilized any of them trades since you've been home?
The cooking, yeah, a lot. I've been cooking for my ladies. So,
That's
you
what's
know,
up.
but the trades, so I got it. The culinary arts was one. Then I got an electronics trade. I got a trade as an electrician. I got a trade doing masonry,
Okay.
and then computer technology.
Gotcha. Man, I know, like, it's becoming more difficult because they taking schools out of prison. I mean, the vocation is out of prison and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's phenomenal that you was able to get a vocation because I was able to get, I got a certificate in Spanish.
Okay.
Gotcha. I know
Don't
I ain't
ask me what I
utilized
know,
mine, but I got mine in auto body and collision, but I ain't
Yeah.
The body shops makes good money.
Yeah,
They
I
make
heard.
good money. Question is, hey, can you fix my car?
I mean, I have to go back and figure it out, man. You talking about over 15 years ago?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
So what was like the transition? So jumping out.
So jumping out, I mean, it was rough. Honestly, it was rough when I came home. You know, when I came home, it's like everybody mind state was in the same mind state it was when I left. When I left, I was a child. I was 16 when I got arrested.
Yeah.
When I came home, I was 21 going on 22 years old. So I had changed drastically. When I left, I didn't even have armpit hair.
Yeah.
No hair on my face, no nothing. So when I came home, it's like almost looking at people you don't know.
Exactly.
But I had been working on myself so much in there. I worked on myself in there so much thinking that I was actually losing out because everybody was free, was getting ahead of me.
Yeah.
So I'm in there reading every book I can, every self-help book I can, every financial book I can, making sure, thinking, man, my classmates, they getting ahead of me. They going to college. They doing all this, and I'm in this place.
Exactly.
So, but when I actually came home and all the self-development that I did, I realized that these people hadn't, I was far ahead. They
way
hadn't worked
far
on
ahead.
themselves.
And you know what else
I
too?
didn't understand.
You ain't get the baggage that came with it. That student loan debt, all this child support. I realized that too. Me and you talked about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if y'all. I'm quite sure we all hung around older people inside there, and a lot of old coons used to always tell me, "Jit, you gonna be so far advanced than your peers when you get out."
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time, it's like listening to you explain that. I'm like, yeah, and I never understood. I'm like, how? I'm
Right.
in here, they out there. You
Yeah.
feel me? Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you jump and you realize, like, those same friends now is like, dang, Bird, how you pumped up? Like, what you doing? How you doing this? I'm like, y'all been out here the whole time. I need to be asking y'all how y'all, but it's the opposite. And like you say,
Old
like
school.
we're so far advanced because we had that time. So definitely.
Old school dude told me this in the chain gang. He say, man, the best two places for a bad doing brother with nothing going on is prison or college. And I listened to him like I really like played in my mind prison, but like you say, we came home determined. You gotta understand, and I say this all the time, bro. I say this all the time. The old saying is what they say: an idle mind is the devil's.
Playground.
And I say this: if that's the case, your comfort zone is his theme park, bruh. And that's what's going on in the hood. They in this comfort zone, bruh, and they just caught up in this comfort zone, and they don't this bubble they don't see. Now we don't went to places, we was in places that uncomfortable, and not just that, bro. We did a lot of critical thinking. People don't understand reading and critical thinking, bruh. It elevates the mind, bruh, and it puts you. It's just how you thinking outside the box, and they stuck in that bubble. But you can't knock them, though. You could try to help them,
Yeah.
but you can't knock them. Yeah, you can't knock them.
Unfortunately, this out here, this for everybody, no matter what skin color you is, no matter what, it's warfare. Mental warfare, spiritual warfare, and just because you don't recognize the signs or you don't recognize what's coming up against you, don't mean that you won't still be attacked.
Right.
And it's for what you call the devil. It's like taking candy from a baby from some people, because you easily moved, you easily swayed. Your something bad happened in your day can start to affect your whole day. Something happening earlier, because you don't understand that, like you say, your mind is a battlefield, and it's other entities fighting for space on that battlefield. So you gotta guard the front of your mind every day.
Bro, cooking,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? You gotta hold on. Ain't coming through here today.
Exactly.
I got stuff to do. And I think it's hard for people to really place they self in they self, if that makes sense. It's hard for them to they looking at they self, the human body, and then they self as somebody else. they don't know how to bring themselves in so they can stand guard over everything they got, their mind, their spirit, their temple, you know, and just believe that you really a powerful being.
Exactly.
You know, you're not a separate entity from what's really in you, building up. You know, connect with the creator. Don't connect with the world as much. Take some time. You know, do what you need to do for yourself.
And that mental state of mind that you got right there, you obtained that since you've been home. Or that's something, you know, you came home with that state of mind from your self-help books and your time away, or, you know, that's something you stepped into since you've been out here.
I could say it began in there
That was
because,
smart,
yeah,
man.
because when I went in, I was a teenager. I was lost, you know, and I also just didn't understand reality. Because when you're a kid, like, I was so selfish as a child, just period. You know, if my peoples, they couldn't do this, I'm mad. If they can't do, you know, I'm not understanding. I didn't even understand what putting in 10 hours at a job meant and what it felt like. And then to come home and you can't do this for your child, and then your child be mad at you, not even understanding what you just went through.
Exactly.
To even make it back home today. My mama could have got pulled over on the way here, and I didn't even realize that. You get what I'm saying? And then she come home, and I want this, and she can't get it yet, and I'm mad at her. And she just made it through a storm just to get back to the crib.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Stuff like that. But as I got older, I started to put myself in other people's shoes. That's really how, and that's what really pushed me to even learn more, because I realized I don't know nothing. I know nothing at all. You know, I got no experience.
Right.
I'm a new cop
Exactly.
in life, period. You know? It's like, you know how we try to speak to the youth, but they don't have enough struggles to understand how that muscle,
Exactly.
to know what that pressure mean, you know? So I would say I developed it. It started in there, and then when I came out here, it's even worse.
Yeah.
It's even worse. It's crazy because I thought I was in hell. You know? I thought I was in hell when I was in there. Then I came out here,
I like that.
and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
You talk about being isolated, because your mindset going to isolate you from a lot of people out here, even family. You know, your mindset going to isolate you. And then you get stuck wondering, what I'm saying making sense?
No,
You get what I'm saying?
I won't dwell on it. See, I used to go through that.
Yeah,
I don't dwell on it now, bro. Like, if I realize that that we can't relate, you know what I'm saying? Thinking wise, mentality wise, hustle wise. Like I say all the time, bro. You would never know that I feel that way. Like I need to fall back, because every time you see me, it's gonna be love. You know what I'm saying? But I know that this the type of person that I can't really waste my energy, or, you know what I'm saying, have my presence. Because, bruh, you shouldn't be accessible to everybody.
Facts.
That's just how it is. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody shouldn't have access to you.
That's facts.
For real. So I'm gonna tap into mental health, because I bring this up a lot. I push this mental health, right? Therapy. Some people call it some people even see having a mentor, talk to somebody you can, you know, express, speak what's on your mind, you know. Coming home from prison, did you have that?
Yeah, I had a mentor. My first mentor is actually my uncle. So my uncle, he in prison. He been down right now for 26 years. Yeah, he got life. So when I actually went to prison, we had my grandmother connected us and got us permission to write each other from
Camp to camp.
yeah, from one facility to the other. And so once we was granted that permission, the first thing he wrote me and he was just basically telling me, hey, you know, I'm kind of hurt that you here, you know, because him and my father and them, honestly, my father was in and out as well, but every time they was home, they was always building me up. You know, they spent that time, they built me up, but then they disappeared. So, you know, and I always had to stand on my own too. because they'll always disappear. But he was like, man, you know, I'm kind of hurt that you here, being that, you know, all the work we put in. I know I've been gone, but, you know, my family, we don't really give each other that room to not perform. You know, we set you up. So I'm like, you right. I say, but check it out. I wrote him back. I say, hey, I understand exactly what you're saying. I said, at the same time, y'all left me out here by myself.
True.
And I'm a kid, you know. So I mean, you see the result of that. Y'all left me. So I'm out here, and I don't got no big brothers. I'm my big brother. You know, if it go down at the park, who I'm going to get? I'm going to get me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so, you know, and he just wrote me back. He was like, man, you know, I get it, you know, but we started writing each other. And honestly, that was my first mentor because he pulled me out the darkness. You know, I was just lost, you know, just rolling with the tide, using my strength, my body just to fight and do, you know, just using what a person that's basically you just carnal. You rarely do, you know. And so
not using. Exactly.
First thing he told me, he said, you need to focus on learning thyself. So I'm like, oh, okay, what that mean? So he started introducing me to certain books, you know, books that will have a very key role in my life going forward. And then once I started reading these books, then like you was mentioning earlier, then everything just started opening up and that realization started coming for me to understand how life really works and certain tactics that I can actually employ, I could learn and employ so I can use myself, I could come up out of that darkness. One question he asked me, he say, let me ask you a question. He said, you about that life, right? I say, yeah, you already know what's up. He like, so let me tell you this. He say, so say you walking in line and somebody in the other line scream at you, there go that F right there. What you gonna do? I say, you already know what's up. It's going down. He say, yeah, you just been controlled.
Facts.
Yeah, you just been controlled. That could have been the fishing line. He just fished you out. You know, that's what I mean by learning thyself, keeping your composure, understanding what you got going on, because you was already on a mission before that man said that. Now he just threw you off your whole game. Exactly. Don't let nobody blow up your spot. You know what I'm saying?
Probably finna go back to the dorm, hit you a couple 3 chapters on this book, hit you some push-up. Now this nigga got you in the hole. Right. He got you in confinement. Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
so you know, just you know, but that was the beginning. Reading, that was my first mentor, and just writing for them years, it gave me the it gave me the desire to seek out more mentors because I needed them out here when I got out here, which I did get out here as well.
Mentors needed.
Yeah, that's the life hack for real. That's the real life hack is mentors.
And that's the very most important thing because, like I say, it's about, you know, everybody don't have the opportunity. Mm-hmm. So it's about, you know, getting that information because, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. The way I got plugged in didn't come from my community. It came from the Jewish community. They plugged me into, and that's how I just started building from there. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's important that we get that knowledge.
That was in there?
Out
here?
Okay, yeah. Okay. You know, that definitely, like, we get that knowledge once we hit the streets. You feel me? To be like, okay, I can have access to that.
Spin, stepping and sliding, run down on ops. I got niggas high.